For question 20, we are given that matrix V and then matrix Q and matrix R. So first, for the first task, find the R inverse using elementary row operation means ERO method. Hence, we have to find what is the X given that equation is Rx equals to 3Q plus P transpose. In order to find our R inverse by using elementary row operation ERO, our first step is write our matrix in augmented matrix. So R inverse will be equals to the augmented matrix. The first entry here will be the matrix R itself. And then at the right hand side here, it will be then identity. So we're going to perform row operation in order to change all the entries here to become identity matrix, and the result at the right hand side will become out as inverse matrix for R. So first of all, we are going to fix our row 1. And then we're going to change the entry here to become 0 and 0. So when I want to change row 2, it will be starting using operation row 2 and the fixed row will be row 1. So row 2 value is 3, row 1 value is 1, so I will minus 3. So minus 3 of the row 1. That will be our row operation. So therefore, for the entire row 2, minus 3 times row 1, it will be so this is our row 1. After times 3, we'll be getting this answer. So we will get 0, negative 4, negative 1, negative 3, 1, 0. Then we'll continue to do change for row 3. So row 3, we will be operate with row 1. So the value is same, therefore their operation will be same. So therefore I select my row 3. My row 3 will be 3, 4, 1 entire row. Then minus 3 row 1, you get 0. So 0, negative 2, negative 2, negative 3, 0, 1. So that will be our first step, changing the element at the first column here to become 0. So then continue for second step. I will change those entry become 0, which is row 1 and row 3. So means that I'm going to fix my row 2. So my row 2 will not going to change anything. We will fix as 0, negative 4, negative 1, negative 3, 1, 0. So I will going to change my row 1 using row 1 with row 2. And also I will going to change our row 3 using row 3 and row 2. So when you want to change here row 1 with row 2, row 1 value is 2. And then row 2 value is negative 4. So means that I will times 2 to the row 1 and add up. So the operation for the row will be 2 row 1 plus row 2. Then we will doing for the entire row. So for the row 1 will be times 2, it will become 242200 plus row 2. Row 2 will be, so adding together, so this is my new row 2. Sorry, this is my new row 1, where I already get my second column here getting 0. So continue for row 3. So row 3 is value of -2 versus row 2 is -4. -4, -2, so I will times 2 and minus in order to get 0. So my row 3 operation will be 2 row 3 minus row 2. So therefore, I will plug in my row 3 times 2 times 2 become -6 times 2 become 2. Then this is my row 2 and they are going to minus. So after they are minus, it's 0, 0, -3, then -3, -1, 2. So therefore my new row 3 will be 0, 0, -3, and then -3, -1, 2. Then we continue for column 3. So I will going to achieve all the 0, then only I going to achieve the diagonal value of 1 in order to make it become identity matrices at the left hand side. So third step, we are going to fix our third row, which is 0, 0, -3, and then -3, -1, 2. So we are going to change our entry here to become 0. So row 1, we're going to change using row 1 with the fixed row will be row 3. And then row 2 also we're going to change where row 2 with row 3 also. So we find out the operation by using their value. Row 1 is 1. Then row 3 is -3. So I will times 3. Then I will add up. Then it will become 0. So for row 1, it will become 3 row 1 plus row 3. So I'm going to multiply the row 1 by 3. It will become 6, 0, 3, -3, 3, 0. Then plus row 3. So this is my new row 1, which is the answer 600, -6 to 2. Then continue for row 2, which is want to going to change it become 0. So find the operation first where row 2. For row 2 here, we want to change it to 0, it is -1. Row 3 is -3, so I times 3, then I will going to minus in order to get 0. So the operation here will be 3 row 2 minus 3 row 2 minus row 3. So plug in our row 3 row 2 minus row 3. So take our row 2 here, we're going to multiply by 3. It will be 0, -12, -3, and then -9, 3, 0, they will minus. So our answer, the answer for this changing row 2, it will be 0, -12, 0, and then -6, 4, negative 2. So lastly, only we're going to change the diagonal. So row 1, we're going to change it to become 1. So row 1 to get 1 here, we'll divide by 6 for entire row. Then for row 2, it will divide by negative 12. Then for row 3, you are going to do the operation divide by negative 3. So you will get divide by 6, negative 1, 1 over 3, 1 over 3. So divide by negative 12, 1, will become 1 over 2, negative 1 over 3, and then 1 over 6. Divide by negative 3 will become 1, and then 1, and then 1 over 3, and then negative 2 over 3. So this is how we do our ERO, elementary row operation, to change our identity from left hand side to the right hand side. So the result here will be our inverse of R. So therefore, R inverse is equals to negative 1, 1, 3, 1 over 3, and then row 2 is 1 over 2, negative 1 over 3, 1 over 6, and then row 3 will be 1, then 1 over 3, and then negative 2 over 3. So this is how we get our R inverse. Then we're going to see what is important concept here. The first one is we have to build up augmented matrix. So this is my first concept. Augmented matrix. And then we try to do our row operation to get all to become 0, and lastly to get the identity diagonal here is 1. So this will be our final answer in finding R inverse. So finally, we move to the second task of these questions. We say that hence. So when we using the keywords hence here, means we are going to use our result R inverse in order to answer our questions here. So our equation given here will be Rx equals to 3Q plus PT. So in order to find matrix X, so I have to clear the R matrix here. How are we going to clear the matrix R? We will times R inverse in front of matrix R. So we can skip the number. We times R inverse in front of matrix Q and R inverse in front of matrix P transpose. So by timing your R inverse in front of matrix R, we can get the properties R identity. Then lastly, identity time with X, you will get matrix X. So matrix X can be obtained by timing 3 inverse of R with matrix Q plus timing the R inverse with matrix transpose. So we plug in our answer of R inverse. Times matrix Q. Matrix Q is negative 1, 3, 0, 2, 6, 5. and then plus R inverse again times P transpose. So after P transpose, the row will become column. So two row will become two column. So it will become 204 and negative 162. So we do the multiplication here to get to the answer. Negative 19 over 3, 5 over 3, negative 25 over 6, then 17 over 6, and then 41 over 3, and 2 over 3. So that will be our final answer. So we continue with the concept that we should pay attention, which is how we get our matrix X by multiplying our R inverse in front of every matrices, and then performing our concept of multiplication, and then this is a concept of transpose for P transpose here, concept for P transpose. This is concept of multiplication to get out to the final answer. Then we will continue for question B. So Ali brought a examination pad, 2 pens, and a tube of a liquid paper for 18 ringgit. So Ali spent Ahmad. So Ahmad he get 1. So this is the information about Ahmad. He get 1, 2, and 1. So for Ali, he will go for 3, 2, 2 for 24. Then Abu, he will go for 3, 4, and 1 for 36 ringgit. So XYZ represent price per unit for examination pad, pen, and then tube of liquid paper. So obtain the system of linear equation from the above information. So first of all, we have to write out what is our equations here. So where our XYZ, it will be according to the amount that the Ahmad, Ali, and Abu spend here. It will be for Ahmad, it will be X because Ahmad is 1, 2, 1. So X plus 2Y plus Z, it will be total up 18 ringgit. So for second person Ali, it will be 3X plus 2Y plus 2Z equals to 24. And last one, it will become 3X. For Abu, it will be 3, 4, 1. So 4Y plus Z equals to 36. So all those equations, all those three equations will give me 1 marks. Then we have to write it in question 2, write it in metric form. So when we want to write it in metric form, our first matrix here will be denoted by our coefficient. So which is 1, 2, 1, 3, 2, 2, 3, 4, 1. And then our metric unknown here will be X, Y, Z. So this is our question 2 equals to our answer, which is 18, 24, and 36. So this gives us another 1 marks. Then For question 3, we have to find out what is our price for this X, which is represented by examination pad, Y is pen and tip of liquid paper. So we have to find out what is our unknown matrix here, which is X. So for part 3, when you have a matrix, so actually this is the matrix that will be same as our matrix from question A. So you look at question A, it got relationship, which is it is a matrix R. So we can use the matrix R here and its inverse here to help us to find out what is our matrix. So it actually equals to matrix R times X equals to answer matrix B. So in order to find what is the unknown matrix, so we'll times R inverse in front of the matrix. So identity. Then we will get our unknown matrix X, which is R inverse times B. Therefore, we can plug in our value where X, Y, Z is our unknown matrix X. Then R inverse, which is our answer finding from our part A, our R inverse. And lastly, our answer is 18, 24, and 36. So therefore, here we can get 272 means that X is price of examination pad 2 ringgit, Y is price of the pen 7 ringgit, and Z is price of liquid paper, which is 2 ringgit. So here we are going to see how we use back your R inverse concept to find out our answer of this unknown matrix. Then state out our answer here. What is our X, Y, Z? After that, we are going to solve questions number 4. They said another person here, Aminah, we're going to bought 4 examination pad, 5 pens, and 1 tube of liquid paper. So how many she would need to pay? Total price. So the price that she need to pay here will be 4 times 2 because examination pad is 2 ringgit, pen is 7 ringgit, and then liquid paper is 2 ringgit. So it will total up. You need to pay for 45 ringgit. So this is how we applied our answer XYZ in order to find the solution for this situation.